Well, my friends, it is a beautiful, sunny South Jersey day today, 70 degrees, March 19th. It's another Wednesday night. That means another episode of Material Issues. This is episode number 196. Can you believe it? I'm Mark Herhsberger of Pop Detective Records. Joining me, as always, my good friend from the other coast, the left coast, sunny Southern California, Reseda to be exact, Mr. David Bash of the International Pop Overthrow Festival. David, how the heck are you tonight?
I'm doing well this afternoon.
Well,
but
yeah, tonight it's early evening for me.
Left. You're supposed to be on the left.
I'm supposed to be on the left? Oh, my gosh, there we go.
I feel so much better. No, I'm doing fine, thanks. So the weather has finally gotten good here, and it should stay that way for a while. Yeah, and I mean, business as usual. IPOs Chicago and Liverpool are all set, all up on the site, Facebook events, the whole bit.
Nice.
Stockholm, we're still booking. And and of course, we'll have the usual other cities later in the year. So, looking forward to all of that.
I'm still contemplating the Liverpool, England Cavern Club trip. I'm contemplating. You got one of my favorite bands is going to be appearing in Twinklehead, and man, I'm thinking about just popping over.
You've spoken with them, right? So,
yep.
Yeah. So if for whatever reason they drop out, which I don't think they will, you'll know it probably before I will. So
probably, yeah.
At that point, you won't. You may have to do a refundable ticket, but no, I don't think they're going to drop out. I have a good feeling that they're going to stay in.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Update real quick. Here's the latest puppy pick. There's Ches and Audie. Audie, the new rescue puppy, is doing fantastic. So she's wonderful. Audie from Georgia, Ches from Louisiana. So I'm full of Southern dogs.
Good day, Tim. Great to see you as always.
Awesome.
I have no dogs here, just Ombre, the cat, and a
Ombre,
few cats outside.
Which is good.
A poor woman came by yesterday and said that her cat, Ray, who's a female, has been missing for about 5 days. For a while, we thought it might have been this black cat that comes around and Arena feeds her. Yeah. But no, turns out it's not. So hopefully she finds her. I mean, I really hate to hear when people have lost their pets. Yeah. And cats, unfortunately, they're vulnerable around here. We have some coyotes. Not visible, but they hide.
There are coyotes running everywhere in your backyard.
No. I mean, they hide, and but when they see their prey, they spring out. And
sure,
it's not.
Well, we have red-tailed hawks, and Audie's just a little 13-pound dog, so I got to watch red-tailed hawks. Can't let her out in the backyard by herself.
Yep.
Yeah.
And of course,
awesome.
I'm very much looking forward to the beginning of baseball season on the 27th. I know that there's been Dodgers Cubs games, but they're on at 6 a.m. when I'm still
in Japan. Yeah.
I'm still completely gone. So
we're on the cusp.
I haven't watched them, but 27th, looking really, really can't wait.
Yep.
So we've got all that stuff going on. Show your watch.
Oh, yeah. Mr. David Bash, my good friend, sent me this watch. It's a 24-hour watch. I mean, it's the whole 24 hours right there. It's a Swedish watch. What's the brand again? I can't pronounce it.
Oh, geez. Let me look.
On the fur. I can't, But thank you, David.
It's Ackerfalk.
Ackerfalk. Oh, well, I can't even say it right.
Ackerfalk.
But yeah. Thank you, my friend. Thank you for the watch.
My pleasure. And,
really nice.
This is one I haven't worn on the show for a long time, but it was one of my early purchases. The Ferrer Krooms Burgundy GMT.
Nice.
Still a big favorite. I would love to buy more of their watches, but I can't afford them. This was my first expensive watch purchase. And
you're always meticulous in matching your watch to your psychedelic shirt. So
sometimes I'll have women say things like, "Why do you have so many watches?" And my response is, "Why do you have so many shoes?" I do the same thing. I accessorize with watches. My shoes. I have one pair of black Nike sneakers, and that's it. So that's how much I care about that.
I love it.
But I'll tell you what I do care about.
Yes.
I care about the guest that we have this afternoon / evening on Material Issues. Those of you who, were watching sitcoms in the 80s, and, especially if you were teenagers, were probably watching the show Charles in Charge. And if you did, you remember that two of the characters were sisters, the Powell sisters, Jamie and Sarah. Jamie played by Nicole Eggert, and Sarah played by our guest. And but our guest has gone on to do a lot more than that. She's done many, many movies, including Dirty Teacher, which has got to be my favorite. Let's put it this way. Dirty Teacher brought the teenager in me back out, that had been lying dormant back out into the open, saying, oh, if I only had a teacher that looked like that. But anyway, she was on Beverly Hills 90210 for a while. Yep. She was also on the show Shark with James Woods. And I have to ask her about James Woods, because despite the fact that I can't stand his politics, he's definitely one of my favorite actors of all time. I mean, just a genius actor. And she's still working. She does TV. She does films, and she's got a podcast called Success Road, which you can watch on YouTube. And you
podcast.
I watched some episodes. Yeah, video cast, exactly. Yeah. So without further ado, would you please give a huge Material Issues welcome to Josie Davis?
Hello. And there she is. Wow. Holy
gosh. Cow. You haven't seen me forever.
I haven't seen you in, wow, it just seems like forever.
5 minutes.
You haven't changed a bit.
You haven't changed a bit.
But we have. We switched positions, so to speak.
You don't think I look younger than I did like 7 minutes ago?
I kind of was. I was saying.
She did some water. I heard that does that.
I didn't want to say it, but
she hydrated. And she looks good. You look fantastic. I love your Success Road. I've been watching the video podcast. I've been checking you out on Instagram, and we can post some things across the bottom of the screen. And Josie Davis at Josie Davis on Instagram. Fantastic. I hope everybody checks it out.
It's a fun Instagram.
Fun.
I try to post humor. Everything's funny, pretty much. I like to laugh, and I want to make people laugh. And I love it.
Especially like your dating commentaries, bad dates. And,
I have to comment on your bad date video, but we'll get to that later.
Oh, okay.
I have some opinions, but anyway.
Okay.
Anyhow, So obviously, Charles in Charge is probably going to be the one thing for which you're most famous.
That was my first job ever.
Amazing.
First TV show, whatever, theatrical job ever. I was 12.
Wow.
So it is funny when the director of La La Land and Sean Baker, who just won all the awards at the Oscars for Anora, say, right. Oh my God, I'm so honored. I'm such a huge fan of yours. And I say, from what? And they say, Charles in Charge. Oh my God. Well,
I was a bit old to watch that show, but I did watch a few episodes back then. And I have to say, I mean, the dynamic between you and Jamie, she was the outgoing girl that, every teenage boy liked. She was just very sexy, very hot. Mm-hmm. And you were more the quiet, bookish type. But, looking back on it, you guys were the epitome of the Ginger and Marianne conundrum. Like, which do you like better? And, you find out after several years that the cool guys like Marianne, the cool guys like Bailey rather than Jennifer on WKRP, and the cool guys like Sarah better than Jamie.
Chocolate, vanilla, whatever.
The real cool guys. I don't mean the faux cool jock type high school guys. I mean the guys who have it in here, not necessarily out here, but in here.
Okay.
Those guys.
I'll take
prior to getting that sitcom, you said it was your first acting type thing.
Yeah.
Were you studying and training before that, or
I actually was doing commercials, and I had 3 national commercials on the air at that time, and I had only taken a little bit of a class, not long at all. I think I only remember doing like, I don't know. I mean, then again, I was a little kid, but I think I did one scene. I remember doing one scene. Maybe I had done 2. I don't know, but I was taking acting class at some little place at the time, but yeah.
And you just you auditioned, and it just happened. You just were the right person at the right time.
Well, I had auditioned for some other show that they really liked me for, and I was really close. And then this one I was more right for, and my dad started. I don't know that I would have gotten it if my dad hadn't sort of coached me or whatever. He was an actor, really good actor. So anyway, so he had coached me, and it wasn't, I mean, think about it. I'd never done a show or anything. I was competing against girls that had done movies or shows, which was weird to me. And I don't know that I thought I was really going to get it. And I just went through the motions. And then I did 11 auditions. So it was 1 audition and 10 callbacks.
Wow.
And I just kept going to the next one and the next one and the next one. And I started getting like, oh my God, my dad's like, you understand, like you could actually get this. You're going this far. Oh God, I was so nervous that first day that we shot that I couldn't even eat. And I don't usually talk about this on shows. We don't usually get into the Charles in Charge thing, but I thought you'd find that interesting that I couldn't even eat that morning and get out of bed. And they're like, you have to get out of bed. You have to do a show today. I was like, but then once I did the
go ahead. I was going to say, what age were you when you got this?
12.
You were 12.
Yeah.
Did you at 12, did you realize what a big deal this really was? Or were you kind of just, you were having fun auditioning and you're doing?
No, auditioning was not fun. Are you kidding me?
Well, I mean, as a 12-year-old, what do you really know? I
just was trying to do it all the way my dad said and do it right. And I was under so much stress. It was like my eyes were going to pop out. I didn't know that I was so worried I was going to mess up and I wasn't going to remember it. And, we had worked on it so much. Oh, are people writing in?
Oh, yeah. Comments are popping up. Yeah.
This is so great.
Yeah, so Dan was a young and growing up Disney's Teen Win, Lose, or Draw, and saw your recent YouTube Ask Josie podcast regarding your response to Chuck's question and your memories about the show. Teen Win, Lose, or Draw. Wow. Yeah, that's nice.
By the way, Josie, I saw you in one of your videos, you said something like, the one question you just can't stand getting was, what was it like working with Scott Baio? Well, we're not going to ask you that because, frankly, we don't really care about Scott Baio.
Where does it say that I said I hate that question?
There was I saw you in a YouTube, one of those shorts.
I don't remember saying that.
Maybe you didn't say you hated it, but that you were weary of it because it was the one question you would get more than anything, and it's not about you; it's about him.
I'd like to work with Scott Baio. Oh, I don't know. Maybe back then. I don't know. I have no idea.
Teen Win, Lose, or Draw. I did see that.
Honestly, the question that I would say that I hated was, were you that girl? Are you that girl on Charles in Charge? Like, oh God, that one I remember I didn't like. I don't know about the other one. Sorry, go ahead. What about when Teen Win?
Now, when I saw you post about the Teen Win, Lose, or Draw, and you said you were actually pretty good at it.
Yes, I was back there. I was on there 3 times, and I just remember I made good money for my family on that.
Oh, wonderful!
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. No, that's cool. As again, I mentioned earlier, you talked about your bad dates episodes. Those are some of the funniest ones.
Oh, thank you.
They're just great. And I as a divorced older man, and going through all that kind of thing over the years, I've had my very fair share. Oh, look at that! Has a great.
Oh, Carl?
Carl's one of my subscribers on.
Nice, Carl.
I was waving just to be friendly, but
that's what we do.
He's one of my subscribers on Instagram. So
Nice.
I know about him. He knows everything that's going on in my life. Like I'm always saying, you guys, guess what's going on now? Oh my God. I just had a date. I just got home. It was awful or good or whatever,
I think it's kind of cool that you talk about your dates and things. I've had my fair share of people setting me up, so to speak, and I'll have some women saying, "What do you like? What's your type?" And I'll go, "Oh, look in the mirror. That's my type." And then they set me up with someone completely opposite of who they are and everything, and I'm like, "What do you do? What I know, I'm sorry." I get that, and
well, I mean, I think people they really care about their friend and they're trying to help them out. And they're hoping maybe that despite the outward appearance that maybe some spark will, because you don't know, it could. Thankfully, I've been with the same woman for 23 years, married for 7. So I don't have to, I wouldn't even know what it would be like to ask somebody out or even go on a date anymore.
Well, lucky you. Trust me. No one likes it. The grass is not greener on the other side.
Right.
Yeah. But you're happy with who you are. And that's the important thing,
I just can't wait to meet the one so I can not worry about check that off my to-do list every day. I'm always trying and focus on it because I forget about it. Yeah. There's so much to do.
Is it and I don't know because I'm not Southern California actor, celebrity, known entity, but is it difficult to date Josie Davis? Because
what?
Just because of the known entity that you are.
Your celebrity.
Because of your celebrity.
Is it difficult? You said, is it difficult to date Josie Davis, which would mean for them to date me? Is that what you mean?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Do you think bad dates or people that you have dated have a sense of just who you are and the celebrity status, and that changes the outlook a little bit than someone who may have no clue at all who you are? I mean, what's the genesis of somebody like? Is it better that somebody sees you at a local salad shop and says hi?
I would love if. First of all, I never get asked out, and I don't get set up. I really don't date at all. It's really kind of ridiculous. I try to, and it doesn't mean that I don't want to. That doesn't mean I would date anything that moves. Like, it's not like that. People think that's what I mean when I'm like, do you have anyone good to set me up with? That would be great. But they usually just want to date like a 32-year-old or something, and or 35. And I mean, I'm told I don't look that far from there in real life.
You don't.
It's a little weird when they're like, thank you. But it's a little weird, when they're like, oh no, she's not that age. Okay. But you're older than I am and you don't want to date me because of my age. So there's that going on over here for me.
Yeah.
I was supposed to meet a guy the other day and he canceled before we've ever met because, whatever.
Hey, Michael.
Hello, Lahaina. Hi.
It's our good friend, Michael McCartney. No relation.
Yeah. Checks in from Hawaii. Well, that's interesting. I mean, I can empathize with the situation. And I'm at the point now where people always tell you when you stop trying, that's when it's going to happen.
Yeah. And it never has happened.
Never has happened. I've stopped trying. I stopped trying 8 years ago.
About that. That's stupid.
Yeah.
You have to put time and put effort into it. And but I don't have much longer on here, as you know. And then I've got my Alexa is going to let me know when I'm done because I have a phone call 10 minutes after that. And I have to have something prepared for that.
Approximately, do you know how much you have?
1 minute.
Was your home spared from wildfires?
Okay. Oh, I don't. Yes. Thank you. No, I'm fine. I'm here.
Okay. Yeah. Unfortunately, Michael lived in Lahaina, which got really badly hit by the fires in Hawaii. They still haven't recovered.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
No.
Well, I also know that you're a big animal advocate. I watch all your posts about.
Thank you. Yeah.
Dogs that are treated horribly and rescues.
If you want to tell your audience, I didn't even mention I have 2 movies out, of course, which is an important thing just in case they want to watch something.
Yep,
But
yep.
back to the animal thing, and I have like no time left, but I did want to say that that the animals, they're in my Instagram link. There is animal experimenting going on, and we can do something about it. There is an alternative, and that's the answer I wanted to hear. And PETA, People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals, have something called Research Modernization Now, and it's an alternative because they're wasting a lot of our tax dollars on animal experimentation. That 90% of it is just a waste. It's a waste. It's stupid. We don't want this. We can't. It's. And I do have in one of my YouTube episodes, just to make you angry enough, I do show a beagle getting
I saw that
stuff shoved down its mouth, and it's in
Oh
pain.
my God.
I wanted to jump through the screen.
That's the point. We can't. So I do have a link of something you can do in my Instagram. One of my links I have there, just click on that. It'll take you to a whole list of links to my podcast, links to everything. And then you click on that, Research Modernization Now. And it's just a form. You just fill out, it's like a little, this is your voice. You just put your name, I think your phone number, maybe your email, something like that. That's it.
Nice.
And you're one of the.
And that's at Josie Davis on Instagram. And Josie will text with you, and she'll chat with you, and she'll keep it interesting and have a good time.
You know what? On my Instagram, there's the link to all the links, which is where you would help the animals. But to chat with me, it says talk to Josie. Talk with me here, I think it says. And there's telephones next to it.
Nice.
Then you subscribe there, and then we actually chat directly. And I put
that's pretty cool.
Of my personal life that most people.
And that's running across the bottom. It's at Josie Davis. At Josie Davis on Instagram. Make sure you check it out. We've had a great time for the short time that we had. Maybe
thank you so much for taking the time.
Yeah. Is there anything you wanted to like? I didn't even mention my movies that are out. If anyone wants to see them.
Oh yeah,
people need to see Dirty Teacher.
They've been requesting part 2 of that.
Really?
Forget the title. It's an awful title. I was so mad when I did the movie. It had a normal name. It was called High School Crush, which I loved. Lifetime changed it to that horrible name. But my fans have said they really want a part 2, and
I'm trying to think. I don't want to spoil anything, but I'm trying to think how that would. Well, I can see it. Yeah.
I get out of jail. It's time to get out of jail. Hi, Lisa. No, I don't know her. I'm just saying hi.
Lisa's a great.
Oh, Lisa's another. Yeah, she's a wonderful, wonderful talent. Yeah, indeed.
Well,
indeed. No, it's it's
Dirty Teacher if it did nothing else for you, it did one thing. It eradicated the myth that you were like your character on Charles in Charge, and that it showed range as an actor, and you did really well.
Thank you. If you want to see something hilarious, I'm telling you, I'm very proud of my work in this comedy. It's really funny. Is Festival of Trees. It just came out during the holidays. You guys have to see it. Even if you just were like, I just want to watch her stuff and just like fast forward just to see what I do, because I think what I do with the guys playing my assistants, what we do together is so funny. I'm just so proud of it. And
Festival of Cheese.
It's called Festival of Trees.
Oh, trees.
Festival of Trees. Trees.
And then I have another that came out December as well as a James Remar movie, if you're a fan of his. From Oppenheimer. You know who he is.
Yep.
48 Hours. Dexter. Anyway, I play someone who works for the government that puts him to sleep as an experiment for many years. And I'm a villain in that as well. And it's called Glowsies. Not that people need to go see all these, but I just want to at least let you know that there is something that's current besides my lovely podcast here. And I'm excited. I'm going to have someone from that movie Rust come on. So we're going to talk about that, which is heavy and, and he's cool. Yeah. So we'll see how that goes.
Well, we're glad you're staying busy and doing a lot of things that you're proud of and you're excited about. And that's fantastic. That's life. I wanted to pop this up real quick. There's my movie. I just finished a short film called Sunrise Sunset. That's my eye.
Oh, neat.
Yeah. So that was my first acting gig.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I got one under my belt.
Josie, but I'm hoping that someone does a documentary on my music festival.
That would be lit.
Well,
that'd be wonderful.
Don't wait. Yes, hi Nick. Yes, check out my Instagram and you'll see it all there.
Right across the bottom is their Instagram at Josie Davis.
went off to call. I've got to make this call, and I have 5 minutes to get ready for it. So, so thank you guys. And when my book comes out in maybe a year or two, I'll let you know.
Come back on and let's talk more about your career and your book and everything, because you're an absolute pleasure. You're an absolute pleasure.
Thank you so much, Josie.
And Ben is very protective of me, so don't be scared. But he's great. I need him to be like that.
It's all good.
I understand now. Okay.
Yeah.
It's all good. And if you're ever in the South Jersey, Philadelphia area, let me know.
Okay.
And we'll take a dog walk.
Okay.
And if you're ever in Reseda, which is a little closer.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Josie. Have a great one. Best of luck with everything. At Josie Davis on Instagram, everybody.
Thank you.
Good night.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Oh, that was fun.
Yeah. And she gave us a little more than 50. We got 20 minutes out of it.
Nick's already in love with Josie. He's posted a couple of times. They're nice.
I'm kind of glad that she didn't see that.
That's all good. She was really nice. I'm glad she's doing a lot of things and excited about it. I'm happy for her.
Did you get the names of those things that the shows? Festival of Trees, and what was the other thing?
Festival of Trees. And
we can always look back.
Yeah, we'll have to look it back. Oh, Andy just checked in. Hey, Andy.
Good evening, Andy. Did you see any of Josie's appearance?
Yeah, that was fun. We knew, just so everybody knows, we kind of knew going into this show that Josie only had a short window of time to give to us, and actually we got about 20 minutes. Yeah, we got about 20 minutes or so, which is great. And we talked a little bit about Charles in Charge and some of her movies and her animal advocacy. And we had a little fun just talking about some goofy stuff too. So
it did sound like she really. Oh, good. I'm glad you enjoyed it. It did sound like she really never wanted to talk about Charles in Charge, which I didn't realize, or I wouldn't have even asked. But
at
least we didn't ask her. At least we didn't ask her what's Scott Baio like.
Yeah.
And I said, frankly, I don't give a shit. But
it's like talking to Sylvester Stallone and not talking about Rocky and talking about everything else. You got to talk about Rocky, is what it is. But yeah, that was good. That was a lot of fun.
Cool. And, all right, so we can shift gears now. It's been a while since we've had the opportunity to play new music.
Oh yeah,
and I've got plenty of it here.
Glowsies, that's right. Carl was right. Glowsies. Thank you. That's the other film.
Oh, Glowsies. All right,
Glowsies.
Cool.
Thank you, Carl. Appreciate it.
All right, so let's see what we got here. Lots of new stuff, a few reissues, some to show. Actually, I'm going to risk playing some songs, even though the gods of YouTube will smite us, but that's okay.
We've been smitten before.
Oh, okay. Just got a message. I bought another watch, which I'll showcase next week. No, she played the youngest daughter.
The youngest one, yeah.
See, that was the thing. That's what I was talking about. The oldest daughter was played by Nicole Eggert, who, was in her late teens. And, she was a beautiful girl. If you were a teenage boy, there was no way that you didn't have a crush on her. And
I got to tell you, Josie, I mean, that's her and Charles.
That's a little later. She's not 12 here. She was on the show for about 3 or 4 years, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, this looks like maybe an earlier picture.
I think she was on for maybe 5 years, but
so that's late. That's later. But she wasn't the sex pot that Nicole Eggert was. But believe me, she's made up for it. Looking at the two of them now, no doubt that Josie is the hotter of the two.
Hey, real quick, remember, last week we had Walter Egan on Mr. Magnet and Steel. And remember that diagram I came up with on the magnet and steel thing? I got a neighbor who's a metal worker. He's making it for me.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'm gonna fix it all up and send it off to Walter. See what he thinks.
Great. Yeah, please.
That's kind of cool. I love it.
All right. Well, let's get into unless you want to talk about something else, which is fine.
No, let's listen to some music, and then we can do a little trivia later on if we feel like it.
A little trivia. Okay. Well, I've got a lot of stuff to play, and in most cases, I'm going to play the whole song. There's one particular case where I'm no Partridge Family, but certainly bands who probably like the Partridge Family. One band that I meant to play on the last episode where we were playing music, but somehow forgot, I'm sorry, is our friends, the Jelly Bricks.
Yep.
From Herhsberger, right?
Mechanicsburg, but Herhsberg, yeah, all the burgs out there in South Central Pennsylvania.
Yeah, if Rena was here, she would correct me. But anyway, one of my favorite bands, been fans of theirs for a long time. They played IPO really early on and played it again recently in New York for us. They have a new album on the great label Wicked Cool, and the album is called Dreaming in Stereo.
And if I could make one little funny side note to this whole thing, Little Steven was just interviewed recently, a big interview, and talking about Wicked Cool. And he was talking about his love of the Jelly Bricks. And of course, he said he was turned on to the Jelly Bricks by Frank Sesich of the Deadbeat Poets and Blue Ash. And of course, that story, I had to correct Larry and the Jelly Bricks. That's completely wrong. The Jelly Bricks were on Pop Detective, and they had the coolest song in the world on Pop Detective. I turned Little Steven onto the Jelly Bricks. And Larry goes, yeah, I know. He just, he forgot.
It's easy to forget stuff like that.
Sure.
Trust me.
And even Frank texted me and goes, yeah, I saw that. It wasn't me.
Yeah, well,
it's all
Steven's
good.
Gonna have to make up for it by being on the show. Anyway,
there we go. Cheers.
All right. Well, I'm gonna play the title track now, but this is one album filled with quintessential power pop. Emphasis on the power, emphasis on the pop, no question about it. So here we go with the title track, "Dreaming in Stereo" on Material Issues. Good volume.
Stereo. The sound was amazing in my head. It felt like a movie. The cast was a perfect match. They were so well read. And how can it be? Does it really have to end? Now can't you see?
Hot track, man. Hot track.
Quintessential power pop. If anybody wants to know what power pop is, if they've never been told before, that would be a great track to play, especially, letting people know what power pop of today is. Today's power pop doesn't necessarily sound like Badfinger or Raspberries. It's often more up tempo, more dirty guitar sounds. But yeah, the Jelly Bricks definitely have it in spades. And
production values are a little bit glossier in today's power pop in some aspects. And I think they did a lot of that up at Wicked Cool Studios in New York. Which is very cool.
Well, Larry, if you're listening, we got it on for you. Nice. Jelly Bricks streaming in stereo on Wicked Cool. Buy it. That's right.
Yeah, nice.
We're going to go to another favorite label of ours, Cool Cat.
Nice.
And here's a band that I have to say I feel somewhat responsible. I heard their music. I really liked it. I guess their album was streaming only. And I said, I really want a physical product. So I put them in touch with Ray at Cool Cat. He liked it as well. And here it is, their brand new CD, a New York trio called Yours and Mine. And the album is called The Shadow You Cast on Cool Cat Records. And the track, also very power pop for sure. The track I'm going to play is called Pushing Up Daisies on Material Issues. Hard to say, Don. Or Dan, sorry. At least another hour, probably a little longer than that. So hang out with us.
Tell me, are they the ones you need? As long as you're arm in arm with someone you adore. So kiss the lips you love. Are they the ones you're dreaming of? Soon enough, you'll be pushing up daisies. Soon enough, you'll be calling me crazy. We're on the up and up. It's just a lot of the lane.
Nice. Pushing Up Daisies by Yours and Mine.
Yours and Mine, a New York band. The Shadow You Cast is the name of the album, and you can get it straight from Cool Cat. To go to coolcatmusic.com.
It's all K's. It's all K's. Cool Cat Music.
Where there should be C's. Yeah. So check that out. Oh, before I forget, I want to wish a very, very happy birthday to someone who was a guest on Material Issues a few years ago. Someone I care about a bit. He happens to be my father. Michael Bash, 94th birthday today.
94 years old. Wow.
94 years old.
Happy birthday, David's dad.
Yeah, and I want to say this is always something that fascinated me, still does. Within 7 days, my dad, Hal Linden, William Shatner, and Leonard Nimoy were born. Within 7 days, March 19th through 26th, 1931. And three of them are still with us, and long may they live. So yeah, all right. So we got so there you go. Thank you, Dan. And by the
Dan,
way,
you're right. Yeah, that was very cool to have
it
her
was
on.
luck. You know what though? I take it back. It wasn't luck. It was skill. You know what we're doing. You know.
She was a lot of fun. Yeah, I'm glad you hung out, Dan. Thank you.
The thing is this, we try to get certain people. Some of them are very gracious and they'll be on. Others want, you send messages.
Not so.
Sometimes they don't respond. Other times you have to go through agents, and that's obviously the most difficult situation that we have. But we were fortunate that she was approachable, at least through her assistant, and it worked out. So,
well, most people know this show and know us with our music connections. We do a lot with music and musicians and things, but we've gone outside of that level and numerous times, and have had some actors and authors and athletes, and it was very cool to have Josie on for a little bit and get a fresh perspective on a different angle. So cool.
It was nice to get 5 extra minutes.
Yeah, it was nice. It was good.
It was emphasized to me that all she had for us was 15 minutes, but hey,
we're grateful. It's Material Issues. We talk about issues and materials, and that's
we need to come up with a slogan, which used to be a big strength of mine when I was in college. I used to when I was a journalism student at NYU, I used to caption as part of my assignment for magazine making and editing. I used to caption photos, and my teacher just loved them. So we need to come up with a slogan. If you come up with something that's better than I can come up with,
that's your wheelhouse.
Let's just come up with something good. And with that in mind, we have some more good things musically.
Gotta love it.
It's a little bit of a left turn. But there are a couple of reasons I want to play this track. One is because I really love it, but the other is because of the band members. The name of the disc is Arcana, and the members of the band are Cersei Link and Christian Nesmith. And some of you sharp-eyed people out there will see the name Nesmith and say, is he related? The answer is yes.
Nice.
All right, Dan, thanks so much, but we're talking about music now.
I still love it. I still love it.
Let us know what you think of the songs we're playing. Well, maybe you don't let us know. If you like melodic rock and roll, then let us know. If you don't, then don't.
Premium cable, I love it.
Anyway,
let's give Arcana.
Christian Nesmith is Michael Nesmith's son.
Yeah.
He and Cersei are married, and they were part of the Monkees backing band for many years, and then part of Michael Nesmith's backing band in the last few years that he did shows. But now they've got their own thing, and this is not something I would have expected from them. First of all, I saw there were only 6 songs on it, and I thought, well, this is just an EP. No, it is a full album, because this is prog all the way. And 4 of the 6 songs are 10 minutes long.
Wow.
And I have one of those songs queued up. We are not going to play all 10 minutes. We'll play about 3 minutes of it because you'll get the idea. I love prog. And I love prog when it's done melodically like they do. You know, Little Camel, Caravan, Barclay James Harvest, Spyro Gyra, not the fusion band of the late 70s, but the folk band of the Canterbury scene of the early 70s.
The early 70s, yeah.
Percy Link and Christian Nesmith are very much inspired by that. And I got a track here called The Tower. Here we go. No. Speaking of early prog.
Strange, it was everything you had. Change isn't ever what you planned. Light into the darkest places will one day shine. To climb the tower, you must purify in golden fire. To climb the tower, you must carry on with wide open eyes.
Love the stereo.
Yeah. And yeah, we could have played all 10 minutes. It seems like it's less than 10 minutes, but it isn't. I know we played about 4 minutes of that track. Man, I got to tell you, first of all, I'm amazed that anybody in 2025 is doing
that. Yeah.
And it's wonderful to hear a female vocalist in this kind of music. You know, obviously I'm thinking of bands like Renaissance, a little bit of Curved Air maybe, but more Renaissance. Obviously there's some Yes influence there. Yep. You know, you can certainly hear some of the Canterbury acts as well. Early Supertramp, you know, before they had hits. Just wonderful stuff. And you know, both Cersei and Christian are so talented. This, like I said, this came completely out of left field. I would never have guessed that this is what the album sounds like. But there are 6 tracks, 4 of which are about 10 minutes long. No, not so much your standard rant stash either. That is very true. It's on Think Like a Key, our good friend.
Think Like a Key. Nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm going to be playing 3 straight Think Like a Key tracks. And as we move more back towards a power pop sound. But
that was very cool, though. Very cool. Arcana.
I'm so glad I checked this out because, usually when I see an EP, it takes me a while to get to it. I'm always disappointed. I want more.
Yeah.
But then so I popped it into the player and the whatchamacallit, Windows player comes up and I see the songs are 10 minutes long. It's like, oh my God, this is an album. This is like this is like those albums that came out of the UK in the early 70s. This is awesome. Yeah.
Cool.
So on Think Like a Key, Circe Link and Christian Nesmith with Arcana. Check it out. All right,
very cool.
We got here's a gentleman who is from the more like the mid 70s UK is when he started, and he got he's someone we should probably have on the show. He had a major label album in the mid 70s called I think it's called Kid in a Big World. It was on CBS. He then had one more album on CBS, I believe, and then after that he sporadically would record albums on his own, and then in the past 15 years he's been recording like an album a year, and he's been on all kinds of different labels, but now he's on Think Like a Key, and his name is John Howard, and he's got a brand new album called For Those That Wander By, and I just love his stuff. I mean, it's usually very, he's more on the ballads, but man, I don't know what it is. That there's something about it that resonates with me so well. And here's a song, not about Donald Trump, thankfully. It's a song called The Man Who Was America. Here we go. John Howard on Material Issues. Think that verse sounds like.
He gave a love he never took for granted, all the way from heaven up to hell, and so he fell, yes he fell.
Are you talking anything from Hope?
That's not what I hear.
I was hearing So Said the Lighthouse Keeper kind of stuff.
I get that. But I heard something else. A UK act from around the same era that he started in. A song from, I'll just say 1977. This is what I heard. Very popular UK act. It's a song that's on a double album. And again, this is me here.
Yeah. It's only the verse. It's not this. Yeah, this song. Etched in the heart they love so well. I'll just tell you what I hear. Through the Stone by ELO. Oh yeah, now that you say it. I just listened to that song yesterday.
Yeah.
50 minutes of fame in a prison cell. So he fell, he watched you drive away. Yes, he fell. Too many takes, too little pain. green, he filled it well. The fantasy where few have ever been, boy. A twister's dream turned to nightmare hell. And so he fell, never saw the motorbike. Yes, he fell, play the reruns of your life. Yeah, oh yeah. The man who was America, 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 America.
Nice.
Really, really nice. Absolutely lovely. And the first thing that strikes me and has struck me about his stuff is that guy's like in his mid 70s, and listen to that voice.
Yeah. That's kind of light prog pop in some ways, because it's got the little tempo adjustments, and that was really good. Yeah, his voice is incredible.
Some of the songs are slower than that. He's definitely not a rocker, not anymore. But his melodies are so beautiful.
Yeah.
Definitely quirky. I love him. Also on Think Like a Key. So, man, Roger Uday is like, he's
killing it.
Yeah, he is just, he's shitting gold this year with his new releases. And speaking of gold, the cover of this album is kind of gold, and it's by someone who, over the last 10 years, has definitely made a name for himself in the power pop scene. I mean, anyone who listens to power pop, modern power pop, knows who this guy is. Is Nick Frater, and his new album, Au Contraire, also on Think Like a Key. Nick has not only played IPO Liverpool many times, but he's played in other people's bands. I think last year he was like in 5 or 6. So he's becoming the Robbie Rist of IPO Liverpool. Because he's such a talented musician, he can play so many things. And he's got a great voice as well. So I mean, all his albums, to me anyway, have gone from like very good to spectacular, and this one is certainly in that range as well. So I'm going to play a track from it, which reminds me of the Eddie Murphy skit about what if Ralph and Norton were gay, and so they're doing a gay act, and Ralph is saying, and I know that you know that I know that you know you want to fuck me. So this song is not about that, but it is called I Know You Know I Know by Nick Frater on Material Issues. Here we go.
Too many numbers you
Well, there you go. Nick Frater on his brand new album, Au Contraire, on the Think Like a Key label with I Know, You Know, I Know. Another Nick Frater masterpiece filled with his power pop, a little bit of pop rock, but the hooks aplenty. So
yeah, so I had to make a little run there. I heard Audie digging away at something, and I was like, "What is she digging at?" So she had to make a little appearance.
She looked like she dug it, so that's a good thing.
She was digging it. Yeah,
yeah. Good.
You were literally digging it, weren't you, Audie?
Good for you, Audie. Yeah, it's a good thing you have a daddy like Mark who's playing you good music.
Yeah, that's right. You're growing up on good music.
Yeah. All right.
Just like my daughters.
We've got a couple more current releases to play, and this is one I've been waiting for a long time. One of my favorite Chicago bands, the Spindles, who have a new album called Wavelength. And the main man of this band, Jeff Janulis. Oh, wait, how's it? Janulis, sorry, Jeff. He goes by Jeff Post on Facebook now, but because people can't pronounce his name. But anyway, he has played every IPO Chicago. He not with the Spindles necessarily, but the Spindles and his older band, the Abbeys, which features Michael Stephen Cohen, who also has played every IPO in one configuration or another. Well, this is the Spindles' new album, Wavelength, and let me tell you, it is chock full of power pop classics. It hits all the boxes with all the tracks, and I'm going to play you one right now called. Let me say first, they do a wicked cover of Bus Stop, but I'm not going to play that one.
Nice.
The harmonies in this band definitely lend itself to a nice version of that song, but I'm going to play a more straight ahead power popper called Henry and Leslie. Here we go. Wait a minute. I'm playing Nick again. Pardon me. Wrong track. That was Nick Frater. I knew it sounded familiar. All right, here we go. The Spindles, Henry and Leslie on Materialist.
Out on our own, while everyone, it seems, was chasing different dreams. Still in the end we settled up instead.
Ron Hollywood.
But Henry and Leslie, they made their names. Henry and Leslie didn't play the game. They put this little town
Very strong
behind
mid-70s Hollies.
Yeah, oh, very much so.
This is why they did Bus Stop.
with me and you. Henry and Leslie, Henry and Leslie, Henry and Leslie. So we followed them through every headline and magazine. We followed them on every
free of the feeling deep inside that we will never be. So in the middle of the night, I woke up my wife and we headed for the places we used to go. Now everybody knows Henry and Leslie. Henry and Leslie. Henry and Leslie. Now everybody knows Henry and Leslie. Henry and Leslie. Henry and Leslie.
There we have it. Some
Nice.
Very, very hooky Hollies-esque power pop, courtesy of one of my Chicago favorites. That's right. It's the Spindles with Henry and Leslie from their new
That was
album
really good.
called Wavelength. You can definitely find this at Cool Cat or go to the Spindles Bandcamp page. I'm sure it's there as well. And they will be playing IPO Chicago in April. As always, I look forward to seeing
Nice.
them there. One more new track.
Hold on 1 second, David. I just want to interject here. Over on my Facebook page, somebody was watching. Well, I know who it is, but left a message that didn't get through to our other page here. But
Okay.
Thomas Marolda,
our former
he said,
guest.
yours and mine has very familiar lead vocalist. Great voice for power pop for sure. And said, good stuff as always, guys. So I wanted to make sure Thomas knows that we recognize the fact that he was leaving a message over on my Facebook page, which didn't pop up here on the show. But
what does he mean by familiar lead voice? Is it him? Is it his son?
I don't know, but he
Does
said
he
it's a
mean
very
just familiar in terms of the quality or the style.
has a very familiar lead vocalist. Yours
It
and
might
mine.
be Tom. Who knows?
Great
with him?
voice for power pop for sure. I
It's
don't
gotta
know.
be Tom.
He's alluding to something.
What?
He's alluding to something
He's
that we're
alluding
not
to
sure of.
something. Yes, he is. Anyway, I know they're going to be playing IPO in New York, so maybe Tom will make a guest appearance. Let's hope so. I haven't seen him for a while, except
Nice.
on material issues. Anyway, the last thing I want to play that's new is something that's been done for a very worthy cause. It's Cool Cat again doing a compilation called Pop Aid 2. And
Oh,
Pop
wow.
Aid 2 is a pop compilation to benefit those affected by Hurricanes Helene and Milton, the ones that decimated a lot of the Southeast, particularly North Carolina and Asheville, even more particularly. The things that city had to go through a few months ago was absolutely awful. I mean, not having drinking water for a long time, just terrible, terrible stuff. So the proceeds of this one go to helping the victims of those hurricanes. And let me tell you, it's got 23 tracks and it reads like a Cool Cat all-star team. Just to name, well, I'll name them all. Well, why not? Moth Boxer, Reinhardt,
nice.
Australia, Star Collector, Dave Cope and the Sass, Ronnie D'Addario featuring the Lemon Twigs, in other words, his kids. Vegas with Randolph, Joe Giddings, who we played last time we were on, the Anderson Council, Lava Fangs, another very good Cool Cat release. Second Summer, Chicago band on Cool Cat. The Weaklings, who I don't think are on Cool Cat, but they're friends of the label. Sergio Cicanti, who's on Cool Cat. Thrift Store Halo, also on, Jana Borg on Cool Cat. Armchair Oracles on Cool Cat. The Gripweeds, who are not on Cool Cat, but again, good friends of the label. Successful Failures, The Overtures, Cliff Hillis, Brent Sievers. These are all people who have Cool Cat releases or are good friends of the label. Dream Phases, Richard Turgeon, and Sonata Farm. And the track that I'm going to play is the one by the Gripweeds. And I don't know this track. I think it's new. Maybe it's on their upcoming record. And it's called Gonna Find My Way. And it's a little bit different from what you might expect. I mean, It certainly sounds like them, but not your typical Gripweeds fare, but very good nonetheless. Here we go.
Gonna find my way back home again. Gonna find my way back home again. I've been on this road too long. It seems to find the time. I know I'm closer, but so far away. Gonna find my way back home again. Gonna find my way back home again. You've been on my mind too long. It seems to find the time. When we meet, I've got a lot to say. Driving along with the wind in my hair, thoughts racing all through my head. Then I come back, don't remember where I've been. I'm hanging on by a thread. Gonna find my way back home again. Gonna find my way back home again. I don't know where I belong after all this time. Maybe I don't even know the way. Gonna find my way back home again. I'm gonna find my way back home again. Gonna find my way. I'm gonna find my way back home again.
Cool.
Yes, that's
That's different for the Gripweeds. Yeah.
very different, for lack of a better word, sprightlier than most of their tracks are. But, you know, you recognize that Ryle vocal for sure.
Yep.
It does sound
That's
like Bird, and I don't
that's
think it's
available at coolcatmusic.com. Scrolling across the bottom if you want to pick up this compilation, Pop Aid 2,
Two.
right?
I didn't even
Pop
know
Aid
there
2.
was a 1. I'm going to have to buy that one.
Nice.
Apparently a 3 is going to come out.
That's awesome. Awesome job from Cool Cat and Ray G
Awesome
and Ketty.
job,
Yeah.
and for a very worthy cause. These people
Yeah.
still need our help. So
Nice.
definitely check that out.
Wonderful.
Before we play the reissue stuff, there you go. Some people look at compilations and they say, well, now that I can download songs, what do I need to buy a compilation for? I'll just download my favorite songs and make my own compilation.
Yeah.
I understand the thinking. It's not one to which I subscribe, but how do you feel about that? Do you think compilations are still as viable as they ever were?
I think so. I love good compilations, because it gives me a taste of a lot of different things, but I also love the liner notes that you get in the booklet, so you know who this is, sometimes where they're from, who wrote the song, little information like that. So I love it. I mean, that's how I got into all my love of Scandinavian pop music was, compilation discs, not only from what our friend from Canada,
Luke
Jackson sent me, but then I started picking up all these Scandinavian, Swedish, Norwegian compilations that just turned me on to all kinds of artists there, and I think that's just awesome. I love it.
That is really the key to these compilations: learning about stuff. Yeah, you can make your own comp with your favorite stuff, but that's not really what these things are about. I mean, sure, the people who put them together want the songs to be good.
That's right. That's right, Michael. Yeah,
But
Vivica.
Vivica, where'd that?
Vivica Saugestad, that came from compilation stuff from Luke
Oh, I
Jackson.
see. Learning about right.
Yeah, that's how I learned. Yeah.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I don't think I've ever bought a compilation on which I've known every track. And even if I know most of them, there are certainly some that I'm learning. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So yeah, comp CDs are very, even though you could download tracks and make your own, it's not the same for all the reasons you mentioned. Liner notes, learning about different tracks, leading, and those tracks can lead you to more albums. And when we get to one of the reissues, I'll illustrate that because it's very important to me. All right, we're going to play. First we're going to show a couple of reissues. They're on vinyl, so I don't have the tracks downloaded. But both of these albums came out a few years ago with different covers, and some people didn't really like the covers. So this label, Classic Trash, which is headed by Sean Borman, who used to run Burger Records. And before anyone says anything, Sean was not involved in the unseemly stuff that happened at Burger. It was really news to him. So he now has a record store down in Orange County called The White Rabbit, and he has this label, Classic Trash. And he has very good taste. And this is apropos because both of these people here have been guests on Material Issues. One of them is Tony Hazard, Demonstration 69, which is essentially his album that came out back in the day, but this is a mono version of it. And basically these are demo tracks. And he was, as some of you may know, and we talked about when we had him on, he was a very prolific writer and wrote several hits back in the day for other people, like Ha Ha Said the Clown by Manfred Mann, All Fox on the Run, also Manfred Mann, Hello World by the Tremolos, Listen to Me by the Hollies, and Fade Away Maureen, which was done by Cherry Smash, among other people. This is a really good late 60s pop album. And I like
a great album cover too. Yeah.
It's a weird cover, but I like this artwork better than the original artwork. It was just basically a black cover with a pretty pedestrian design. So this cover is really, really cool.
I love it.
So Tony Hazard, if you're still out there, first of all, thank you for being on Material Issues. Thank you for playing IPO Liverpool that one time. And if you've got more music in you, we really want to hear it. Nice. The other one, also on Classic Trash, is again by a guest that we had on Material Issues, Scott McCarl, and his album Play On. And again, the cover that had come out, people just really didn't like. I like one better. It's got his face, a young Scott McCarl here. This is a bit, obviously this is more no frills than the Tony Hazard, but the other cover just, I don't know, didn't really do it for me and didn't do it for a lot of other people. But here we go. This is Play On. Here's his quote. What a joy it is to me this far down the road that music like this is still loved by so many. Simple melodies with ringing guitars and a bit of nice harmony have proved to be timeless. Man, that is a neat feeling. I had a good time recording these songs and met so many cool people. Thanks for listening. And I urge you, obviously Raspberries fans, most of them know about this, but even if you don't know about it, you should find out. Scott was and is a great singer-songwriter, wrote a lot of cool tunes on the Raspberries' fourth album, Starting Over. Oh, I think Mark's going to look for, you got the CD of it right there?
I thought I had the CD right here, but it's not. I don't see it. It's probably over. But I thought I had it right here because the M section, but I have a different M section over there.
Okay. Well, anyway, it's on Classic Trash. You can order it from their website. I'm trying to remember if they have a Bandcamp page. I don't know, but you can definitely go to Classic Trash's website. I don't remember the address. Let's see if it might be on here. If not hard to find. No, it's not on there. Nope. But yeah, just look up Classic Trash Records on Google and you'll find it. All right. Now we're going to get into some compilations here. Here's one that I really love that came out recently on Ace Records, and it's called American Baroque, chamber pop and beyond, 1967 to 1971, which is
nice.
That's the exact wheelhouse of that kind of music. And I was talking about compilations on which I know a lot of the tracks, but I certainly didn't know all of them. And there are some really, really cool tracks on here by bands that I didn't really know or hadn't heard, like Appaloosa. Let's see who else I didn't know. Let's see. Well, I didn't know some Nora Guthrie, The Common People. I'd heard of them. Rosebud, another band I didn't know. John Randolph Marr, I didn't know him. But there are also a lot of there are names that are luminaries in this field, like the Merry-Go-Round, the Stone Ponies, more obscure ones, but that people know, J.K. and Company, H.P. Lovecraft, the Blades of Grass, Chris and Peter Allen, the Monkees, Eternity's Children, and so on and so forth. But I want to play 2 tracks from this, one of which, again, relates to Material Issues because it's by a band who had a couple of members as guests on Material Issues. You might be able to figure out who it is. In my opinion, Mark's best get of anyone, and I mean idols of mine for sure. The Association have a track on here, and it's actually sung by one of our 2 guests from the band, Jim Yester. And it's a song I know you love, and I do too.
I love it. Yep.
Barefoot Gentleman by The Association. Here we go.
I love it.
An old day is coming once again. Young woman leaves the beast of never-ending sadness. The day grows sleepy and it's night. He, the barefoot boy, in the earth-green waving fields, leaves for the city, the stars awake and come to the ground for the night. And the orange and golden sunset of the bar is singing.
It doesn't get much better than that. And the album from which it comes, Birthday. I mean, think about how many amazing tracks are on that. Like that track and Come On In and Time for Living.
The harmonies are just, man.
6-part harmonies. Nobody does that.
No,
even the Beach Boys didn't do that. And my
incredible.
favorite association track, well, that or Goodbye Columbus, but Time for Living. I mean, especially the refrain of that song with the vocal, if you listen to it with headphones, the stuff
Incredible.
that's going on, you just, it leaves you slack-jawed. You say, how in the world did they do that?
Amazing.
The association are well represented here in this comp with Barefoot Gentleman. The other track I wanted to play from it is probably one of my, I haven't done my favorite song of all time list, but it would certainly be in my top 30. It's a band called The Fun and Games, and they had a really cool album in 1969 called Elephant Candy. It was on the Uni label. They had a minor hit called The Grooviest Girl in the World, which should have been way bigger. In fact, somebody posted on Facebook earlier, name a song that made the top 100 that should have been a lot bigger, and that was my choice. I think it got up to number 78, but it should have been a lot higher. And you may have heard the song, and if you haven't, you gotta find it. Anyway, the album Elephant Candy is a cross between it's an amalgamation of bubblegum and some really beautiful Baroque ballads, and this song is one of them. And it's close to my heart because I'm not all that far away from the place they're singing about. This is a song called Close to Carmel by The Fun and Games. Here we go.
The whole sunshine pop kind of genre category, they just don't write them like that anymore.
No, they certainly don't. And I mean, that song will always be among. Well, we can arrange that, Lisa, but hopefully you're not leaving the planet for quite a while.
Yeah.
Anyway,
it depends on whether Lisa is making more recipes from that recipe cookbook I got her.
Anyhow, the Fun and Games were from Texas, and I
Wow.
want to say Houston, but I could be wrong about that. It's not Austin, but I think it's Houston. Anyway, they a few of that band actually had more members than the association. I want to say 7 or 8 people,
Wow.
which is part of how they created that vocal blend. But some of them had previously been in garage bands. Remember, some members were in the Sixpence, Pentz, as it was bands won't at that time, misspelling for cool effect. And there was another band called A440 that a couple of these guys were in, both of whom had really great kind of garage pop songs on different comps. But the Elephant Candy is a really great album if you like bubblegum, if you like that kind of Baroque soft stuff. And one of the main guys, Rock Romano, is a Facebook friend of mine, and I am going to ask him if he wants to be a guest. I mean, I'd love to hear so much about that Texas scene because, people think of Texas as being from the South, but musically, not so much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, indeed.
Very much into acid rock, into garage rock, into that kind of soft pop. Yeah, there was some Southern stuff, but not that many. Anyway, this is a great comp. Chamber Pop and Beyond. And as it always is with Ace Records, the booklet is beautiful, has awesome photos, wonderful information about each band. The sound quality is better than anybody's, in my opinion. You get an Ace comp, you know that the sound is going to be amazing.
Hold up that cover again. It's what's the years again? It's American Baroque 67, 71.
Yeah, American Baroque Chamber Pop and Beyond 1967 to 1971. Nice. Most of the tracks are from 67 and 68. So yeah, right in the wheelhouse of soft sunshine pop, Baroque, all that stuff. Wonderful comp. Kudos to Ace Records. All right, one more on one of our favorite reissue labels, Cherry Red. In this case, nice. Strawberry Records. You know how all of their subsidiaries, or most of their subsidiaries, also have fruit names. This is one of them, and it's called The Magic Forest. More pastoral psychedelia and funky folk, 1968 to 1975.
Oh wow! This is gonna be good. I don't know this track. So this is gonna be good.
Well, you know some of these bands, but 3 discs of that kind of music, mostly UK. There are a few US. There's some from Australia, but it's mostly UK acts. Some of which I was certainly familiar with, like Mellow Candle, Keith West, Forrest, Clifford T. Ward, Sandy Denny, Family. People like that. In fact, my favorite Family track is on here. I should have probably queued that one up. But so it's just one. But again, a bunch of stuff I'd never heard. And you were talking about comps, or I was talking about comps leading to albums. It's like I'm reading the liners in here. So many of these bands had like one album, which I'd never heard of. So guess who's going on Discogs?
There you go. Yeah, lead you down that road.
Yeah. Anyway, I've got a track by a gentleman. Well, it's actually a band, but I think it's under the gentleman's name, Julian J. Savarin. No idea who this guy is. Probably not related to Eduardo Savarin of Facebook. If he is, if he's still alive, he's probably really wealthy now.
Really wealthy.
Here's a track, and I'm not going to say this is the best track on here, but I think it sort of epitomizes what this genre is about. It's a track called Cycle. Here we go on Material Issues. Oh, Lisa, I have so much to teach you.
Great groove.
Yeah.
I love that.
Oh, this
Oh,
life
it's
is
not
mine, it
tender.
belongs to you. Several million years in the past. Oh, this life is yours, it belongs to me. Several million years yet to come. The tidal mirrors of life control the caves of time that wash and hold our
And
Man,
there you have it. Julian J.
Man.
Severin with a track called Cycle. Now, I'm looking at the picture. Obviously, Julian is not the lead singer, but I'll tell you what the liners say about him. He was a science fiction author as well.
oh well, there you go.
Their album, which again I have to look for now, called Waiters on the Dance, based on his book of the same name, owing a literary nod to Isaac Asimov.
Wow.
So that's very intellectual. That's how it is. A lot of these tracks on here are by bands I don't know. And as I read the liners, it's like coming from their lone album. It's like, oh my God, damn it.
Yeah.
I'm going to be out of money.
But you know that track right there, it's funny the way it's kind of mixed and mastered. That lead guitar comes in just biting. It's
really hot.
you know,
Yeah.
it's really hot, and you know, you're sitting there, you're grooving. It's got a good groove, and all of a sudden, it just comes in and goes right through you. I love it. I love it.
No, and that, like I said, I think that track epitomizes the title: more pastoral psychedelia and funky folk, because there were definitely some funky guitar licks in there, and certainly psychedelia, folk. That song had it all.
Good stuff. Good
so
stuff,
so
man.
again, 3 discs. How many tracks we got here? 61. Not as
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, there's usually like 80, but these tracks are obviously longer. We're talking about album tracks from 69, 70, 71. So, but yeah, a lot of really good stuff on here. Again, bands you'll know, bands you won't know. Awesome. Cherry Red has done it.
Gotta love it, man. Good stuff. A lot of great music tonight. Wow.
I try.
Man,
but the credit goes to all the people out there who are doing it and have done it, and the labels who keep putting it out. Oh, the family track. I always forget the name of it, but My Friend the Sun. Oh, do I love it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God.
I mean, think about it. If you're joining us late, we had Josie Davis from the actress from Charles in Charge, plus many other things. at Josie Davis on Instagram. She was here for about 20 minutes. We had a great interview with her, but she had some other things to do. So we moved on from that. Then we talked a bit, and we're playing some tracks.
Yeah.
So if you missed anything, it's always on the archive at materialissues.com. Make sure you subscribe over there as well. Tell all your friends. We'd appreciate the subscriptions. That was awesome,
Yeah,
man.
we certainly
Phew.
would. And well, hopefully there will be something that will take place in a few weeks that hopefully will help increase subscriptions and viewers. But that remains to be seen. But we really wish you would tell your friends. I mean, everyone who watches these shows enjoys them. There are very few people who come on, say this is crap, and leave. Our problem is that we don't necessarily get a lot of people coming on in the first place. We need that because the more the word spreads about this, I think the more successful it'll be. And I think they'll dig what we're doing.
And I'll tell you what, the more people that come on and comment and get involved in the show makes it so much more fun for us. And you saw how excited Josie was when she started seeing the comments come in. She was like, oh, this is really cool. And,
yeah, I mean, she doesn't get comments on her own. Maybe they don't. I don't know.
Well, on her Instagram thing, you don't really get you don't get live comments popping up unless she's chatting specifically with somebody. So on a format like this, it's kind of cool to get involved. So that's why we love to see.
Thank you to everyone who leaves comments. Don't ever be shy. I mean, we're not the kind of people who, if you say something that you think is stupid, and if we think is stupid, we're not going to let you know that.
Indeed. Fantastic. All right, man. Well, we got a few more minutes to go here before we hit the 2-hour mark. So I put together a little mini Stump the Bash type of thing. It's not a full blown. Andy, thanks. It's not a full blown Stump the Bash. Here's what I got. I've got 7 little things that I'll describe to you like Stump the Bash. 7 tracks. A little more difficult in the clues because I didn't want to make it real simple, but I'm just going to read you the whole clue and see if you get it. If you get it right, you get 2 points for getting the track and the artist name. And then there's a 1-point bonus question to every one. And that bonus question comes from funtrivia.com. It is Twilight Zone trivia.
Oh,
we're mixing up music with Twilight Zone. So the music side of this little thing is every song that I'm going to talk about has the word time in the title.
That's right. We had Love at one Time and Love by Nora Nero. Great song.
There we go. So
Ab Streisand did a really nice cover of it too. So
if you put all 7 tracks together at 2 points each, that's 14 plus 1 bonus point question. That's 21 total points is available. I'm going to say because there are Twilight Zone trivia, which you're going to kill, that you need to have 15 out of 21 to not be stumped.
I realize, because I'm on a Twilight Zone group, I realized that, I've forgotten a lot of the titles of the shows. I mean, 20 years ago, I knew every title.
Yep.
Now I know probably, I don't know, maybe 75 to 80% of them. So
it'll be interesting. Yeah. All right, here we go. Track number 1. I'm going to read you some clues.
Before you read this, is there a certain time frame that these are in, or you're not going to tell me?
No, there's no real time frame. You'll get hints within the clues as to when it is or where it is. But I tried to pick some things a little bit out of the ordinary, so to speak. But you're going to have fun. We're just going to have fun. So the word time is in every title here. So
do I need to get to where I'm not?
15 out of 21.
Wow.
Yeah, think about it though. You're gonna kill all 7 bonus questions of the Twilight Zone. That's 7 points right there. So I say, here we go. All right. The artist wrote this lyric after his wife Ingrid told him she was pregnant in December 1970.
If I'm thinking of the right song, and again, I have to think of this gentleman's hits to make sure that there isn't another one with the word time in it. But I don't think there is. This was a hit released posthumously. He died very tragically in a plane crash. And it went to number 1. And it was a beautiful, Yeah, it was a beautiful, heartbreaking ballad. So I'm thinking it's "Time in a Bottle" by Jim Croce.
Look at that. 2 points right out of the bucket. Time in a Bottle by Jim Croce.
You know, if
Yes.
you would not mention Ingrid, I probably wouldn't have gotten it, even if you just said his wife.
And the clues that followed after it might have told you a little bit, because I do use the fact that it was posthumous.
How many clues do I get?
Well, there would have been. Well, some of them have 2, some of them have 3, but
all right.
If you don't get it right away, there will be more clues.
I don't get more points for getting it right away.
No, it's just 2 points. And here's your bonus Twilight Zone question. In Still Valley,
oh boy,
what diverts Confederate soldier Joseph Paladine's attention from the meat he has found and started eating?
That is one episode I don't particularly like, and I don't remember. What diverts it?
What diverts his attention when he starts eating the meat that he found?
Jesus Christ. Still Valley, you had to pick that one. I don't even remember the name of the lead actor on that one. But I used to. Haven't seen it for years and years and years.
Gary Merrill. Gary Merrill,
okay. I have no idea. I'm just going to guess Indians.
No. A flower pot falls off a windowsill.
Yeah, I have not seen. Boy, I have not seen that. In fact, I was even thinking, don't ask me about Still Valley. Seriously. I totally forgot that one. All right, well, there you go. I did not kill it.
All right, it's all right. You got 2 points. It's all good. You got 2 out of 3. It's easy. Here we go. This one you'll kill. This track was recorded in September of 1967 and released in March of 1968 on EMI London. The song makes extensive use of call and response vocals interwoven with psychedelic keyboards. The track reached number 3 on Billboard in 1969, 1.5 years after the band broke up.
Yeah, okay. I knew it before. When you said 1969, it hit me. Time of the Season by the Zombies.
2 more points. Time of the Season, the Zombies.
See, I don't think of them being. What label did you say they were on?
EMI London, the original release, yeah.
Yeah, I thought it wasn't on CBS originally. Really? Wow.
No.
I did not know that, because, when the album, when it first came out, was on CBS. I think it was probably reissued in '69 when Time of the Season became a hit. But wow, I did not. I mean, I knew they had been on EMI, in the Teller Note.
Always loved the fact that song became a hit after they broke up.
It's cool. And Odyssey and Oracle, of course, is an album that at the time nobody gave a shit about. They didn't even give a shit really about it when Time of the Season became a hit. But you want to talk about an album that has had an amazing renaissance. Once fanzines, 60s fanzines start coming out, people discovered that album and it caught like wildfire. And now there have been more reissues of that album maybe than just about any other. And as I mentioned, I got original stereo and mono on my last trip to Europe.
Nice.
They cost a pretty penny, let me tell you. But I'm so glad.
What a classic album!
Really,
I love it. Well, you nailed that. Here's your bonus 1 point question. Twilight Zone. In The Trouble with Templeton, what famous future film director plays the theater director in the episode?
Sidney Pollack.
Sidney Pollack, 1 point bonus. You're at 5 points. 5 points quickly. See, out of the gate.
Now you talk about an episode that I really like. When Pippa Scott has that, when what's his name? Brian Ahern, who plays her much older husband.
Yes.
When she and all the other people in the 20s chase him out of there. We don't want you here. When he leaves, that look on her face, it's like, oh my God, she did it for his own good. That was an.
And I'll tell you what. Besides music and everything we talk about on this program, I hope we turn people on to the fact that The Twilight Zone was an unbelievable series and needs to be.
I mean, it was. I mean, there are some clunkers to be sure, but
sure.
Out of the 155 that aired, probably about I would say only 20% are ones that really were not good at all. I mean, Still Valley just bored me. I don't like it. I don't hate it. I forgot about it. But The Trouble with Templeton, that was one of the last ones. I bought the Twilight Zone companion in the early 80s. And, by then I'd seen a lot of the episodes in syndication. But there were some I was reading about in the book. It's like, I never saw this. Yeah, The Trouble with Templeton was one of the last ones I actually saw. So there you go.
Great stuff. All right. Well, you're at 5 points. Let's go into track number 3 of 7. You're in very comfortable position. Here we go. This track was the first track recorded in January of 1969 for this group's debut album on Columbia. The song was not released as a single until 2 tracks from the band's second album had become hits and became this group's 3rd straight top 10 hit.
Oh,
so this was on their first album.
On Columbia, you said?
On Columbia. The songwriter said, "It's not a complicated song, but it's certainly a quirky song. I wanted to write something that was not ordinary and could allow the horns to shine."
All right. So you said this was on their first album, but wasn't a hit until
2 tracks from their next album became hits. And then this track became their 3rd top 10 single that they pulled it from the first album after 2 tracks on their next album became hits.
Okay. So, wait a minute. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I think it was yeah, I guess it was their 3rd top 10. Yeah, and I'll say one thing about that song. On the album version, the intro and the outro horns are among my favorite moments in pop music. Oh my God, do I love those. Does anybody really know what time it is by Chicago?
Need I say more? 2 points. You got it right on the numbers. Does anybody really know what time it is? Chicago. And it's interesting that it wasn't a hit until the 2 songs from their second album became
that
hits.
happened again for them when they released Beginnings.
Wow.
Beginnings was on their first album, and it wasn't released as a single, I don't think, until 1971, and it too made the top 10. So yeah, it's amazing how they just kind of resurrected these tracks that they never even considered, originally.
Yeah, probably. I mean, maybe because you wonder why they didn't take anything else from the second album, and they went back to the first album.
Well,
probably to sell the album.
I have to say there aren't too many songs on those early albums that were hit worthy. They were more. They were kind of in a sense a horn jam band, and they weren't really looking for hooks. But the few times that they were looking for it, they hit on all cylinders.
Oh, cool. Well, you're up to 7 points. Here comes your 1 point Twilight Zone bonus question. In Nick of Time, what does the first card that William Shatner gets from the Mystic Seer at the dinner table say?
Oh my God. Holy shit. I mean, I always thought I was a geek, but I don't know if I'm that much of a geek.
I didn't know if you're that much of a geek.
Do I get to hear the question that he asked?
No, I don't remember the question myself. Hold on.
If I hear the question, I might know. Otherwise, I don't think I will.
Yeah, I don't see the question. No, I'm forgetting myself. He asked something. Because he was with his fiance.
Yeah. Or they think they had just got they hadn't gotten married yet.
So I forget.
I mean, the show's all, what he's really concerned about is, did he get the promotion?
I forget the question.
I don't think the first question had to do with the promotion. And I don't think the answer was quite as, I don't want to say sarcastic, but quite as disturbing, let's say, because as they go on and he's starting to think that it really can tell, he's more affected by the answers. But shit, if I knew the question, I mean, I can think of some answers, but I don't think they're the first question. All right, I'm just going to guess because I think I know that this was an answer to one of the questions, but I don't know if it was the first one. Is it? What do you think?
It is not. I was trying to look up the question here if I could, but
I really want to know. Yeah, if you can find it, ask me the question and let me see if I can get it, even without the points. I just want to know. My God, that's a hard one.
yeah, it is. I'm not
Considering
seeing it.
how many questions he asked the thing.
Oh wait. Do you think we might leave Ridgeview today?
That was the first question?
I believe so.
Oh,
Yes.
maybe. Okay.
Yeah. Interesting.
It's not the answer is obvious, is it?
No, but it's in that vein, you know, something like that.
All right. So, what was it?
You want to know the answer?
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. The card read, "It is quite possible."
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah. I think about it. And yeah, maybe I should have had that, but I'm not really.
Interesting.
I'm not ashamed of myself for not getting
No.
that.
It's just
I
a
mean,
1 point bonus question.
Another reason you forget is because at that point of the show, you don't know that this is even going to be the issue. You know,
Right? Yeah.
it could be anything at that point. So yeah, okay.
That's all right.
I do remember that answer, but no, I would never have gotten that.
You're at 7 points out of the needed 15. You're in great shape. Here comes track number.
How many questions do we have? 4,
4 or 5. You got 4 more. So
I need to get. So if I can get all the songs, then I'm okay. I don't.
You're easy. Yeah, you're gonna get all the songs. These are good.
Not that easy, but okay, go ahead.
All right, here we go. Track number 4. There are 2 versions of this song. The second re-recording was released as a single in September of 1969, and it's the better known version, peaking at number 5 on the Billboard charts. Released on the Nimbus 9 RCA label.
Which is funny because I was thinking about a certain song where a lot of that qualifies. I think it's a second version, and it was on RCA. Although I don't know about the Nimbus part.
The author called it a breakup song in reverse.
I know the song, but at first I thought, especially with Jesse Colin Young passing away, I thought it was going to be Get Together. But no, I do realize that the hit version was different and very much better known, because I don't think the one on Canned Wheat was even a single. It's also a little longer. But yeah, No Time by the Guess Who.
That's another track with the word time in the title. No Time by the Guess Who. There's 2 more points, putting you up to 9 points.
These are not easy. Let me tell you. I don't even who. I mean, I don't know. Let's see how John Borak's not on, but I'd like to see how he would have done on this.
No, I'm purposely not making them easy. I think telling you that the word time is in the title gives you a little bit more.
That certainly helps. I mean, without that, I'm not. I may not have gotten. I might have. I would have gotten. I think the one with Ingrid. Once I knew it was Jim Croce, I would have been able to guess, because he didn't really have too many ballads. And let's see, what were the other ones? Time of the Season.
Yeah. Does anybody really know what time it is?
I might have gotten that. I might have gotten at least 3 of them, but I don't know. I can't say for sure.
All right, let's bonus
Twilight Zone and hope I can redeem myself.
Here's your bonus Twilight Zone question. All right. This is a man who has begun his dying early, a long, agonizing route through a maze of bottles. Al Denton has been drowning his sorrows in alcohol and has forgotten how to shoot a gun. Who or what intervenes to restore Denton's prowess with a gun?
What is he? Do I have to name what do I have to name what he is?
It's a name. Who intervenes?
what the fuck is he called? I know he gives. Well, he ends up giving Denton, played by Dan Duryea, a potion,
Yep.
and then he ends up giving the same potion to Doug McClure, and so they end
Yep.
up just basically hurting each other, to quote the Carpenters.
Pete Grant. Yeah.
What the hell was his name though? Oh, I could be wrong, but I'm gonna guess. Is it Fate?
I'm going to give it to you. His full name is Henry J. Fate.
Fate, yeah.
Fate intervenes. Yes.
Fate intervenes. Yes.
1 point bonus question, up to 10 points out of your
One of my
needed
favorite
15.
parts of that episode is Martin Landau being the sadistic.
Dan Hodling.
Yeah, Dan. Hey, Denton, 3 more choruses of how dry I am.
Yeah, it's a great episode. I love it. I love
It really is.
it.
You're talking
got
about a
the point.
first season episode. Very few episodes in the first season were not great.
Yeah.
The Mighty Casey is one that was not great. As
That
a
was not
baseball
great.
fan, I'm insulted.
Yeah, I did. There was a question with that. I didn't even use it.
Good.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't have even wanted to get that one right. That's how much I hate that episode.
All right, let's move on to track number 5. Here we go for 2 more points to edge closer to 15 that you need. This track, originally recorded by Johnny Rivers in 1965, was reinterpreted by this artist for a 1967 release. It reached number 2 on the Billboard country charts and won 2 Grammy Awards. The songwriter called this a succinct tale with an O. Henry-esque twist at the end, which consists merely of the guy saying, "She really didn't think that I would go, but I did."
Oh, is that actually a lyric?
Yeah.
And this version won Grammys?
This version won 2 Grammy Awards and peaked at number 2 on the Billboard country charts, but was originally done by Johnny Rivers in 1965 and reinterpreted.
He did
in
not
this
have a hit with it, though?
No, he did not.
Oh, wow. Well, there's a lot of things in there, but none
In
of
1967 release.
which should be. Let me see. So you're not going to give me the label on this one?
No.
Okay, well, that would probably have helped, but we'll find out. Read it again. I'm sorry.
Yep. This track, originally recorded by Johnny Rivers in 1965, was reinterpreted by this artist for a 1967 release, peaked at number 2 on the Billboard country charts, and won 2 Grammy Awards. The songwriter called this a succinct tale with an O. Henry-esque twist at the end, which consists merely of the guy saying, "She really didn't think that I would go, but I did."
Let me ask you this. Do you think I know this song?
Oh,
Number
yeah.
2 all right. So it was number 2 in the country chart, but it was obviously a hit somewhere on a pop chart.
Yeah, I think you'd be very familiar with the song.
Wow.
I don't know where it ended up on the pop charts. I think it did cross over and do very well on the pop charts, but it's more known as a country.
Right. Nothing is.
Although the artist did have a lot to do with your favorite band of all time.
Oh. What the hell song did he have that had time in it?
There you go.
I'm thinking 67, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I'm guessing it's the same guy who sang My World Fell Down by Sagittarius, which you may or may not know. But supposedly it's him. I'm assuming I'm assuming I know who you're talking about, but what the hell a song?
Tim got it.
Oh.
But he's only got 4 points so far.
He's probably not a Twilight Zone guy.
Yeah.
Let's see. The
title has 7 words in it, including the word time.
Oh my God.
So it's a long title.
I don't know. I'm going to miss this one.
By the time I get to Phoenix. Glenn Campbell.
Yeah. Oh, fuck me. I don't know the lyrics to that song, so unfortunately I didn't.
But you know the song very well. Yeah.
Well, yeah, no, I mean,
Yeah.
I should have had it, didn't. What are you going to do?
Well, you're at 10 out of 15. Here's your bonus question to put you at 11.
I'm going to need
Twilight Zone. In the jungle.
it. Oh, my God. Okay.
What dead animal lies on the floor outside of Alan Richards' apartment door as he opens it to leave?
Oh, my God. Obviously, I know that it was a lion that ends up killing him and his wife, his wife, by
Yeah.
the way, was Emily McLaughlin, who was
Played Doris.
I think at the time, well, no, right before she became a regular on General Hospital. And, on General Hospital, she didn't really strike anyone as any sort of a beauty. But, yeah, she's very attractive in this episode.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But, man, there are so many animals in the jungle. And there's another. I like that episode, but I haven't seen it for a while. What animal?
It's funny. When I was doing these, putting these trivia things together, I was going back because I have the DVD set of everything. I was going back and revisiting these shows and watching them. It was great.
Yeah, there were all kinds. But the scene where the lion leaps is pretty cool. I'm just gonna guess a zebra.
It was not. It was a goat.
Goat. Okay.
A
Yeah.
goat.
Yeah. I can remember now. But yeah, there were a lot of animals involved. Wow. That one I could see somebody who's a big fan of that episode would probably know that. To me, it's a good one, but nothing particularly memorable. Anyway, all right.
I got the one coming up here is really good. I love it. All right, here we go. We're at 10. We're at 10 out of 15. We got 2 more tracks to go. So you need.
Whoa. All right. Well,
Yeah,
I gotta get the songs.
you got the songs. Here we go. Here we go. This
You
track.
got the last one, and I should have. Anyway, go ahead.
This is a garage rock song released in January 1966 on the Capitol label.
All right.
Reached number 5 on Billboard in April of 1966. I know you do. The musicians who formed this band had been active in the Cleveland area since 1958, with the 15-year-old guitarist forming the Starfires. The lyrics are about a love relationship. The singer states that he cannot wait forever, even though his love interest wants him to wait.
Would that have given it to me if I didn't know? Well, I know the lyric, I can't wait forever. So I'm surprised. Maybe you don't know this, or maybe you thought it was too much of a giveaway, but you know that the lead singer of that track eventually became the lead singer of a band called Climax, who had a huge hit in 72 with Precious and Few. That would be Time Won't Let Me by the Outsiders.
2 more points. It draws you closer to 15. Time Won't Let Me.
That's probably the easiest one I've had so far. Once
you knew it pretty quick.
Said Capital 1966, and time being the first word of the title, I knew it.
Well, all I can tell you, here's what I can tell you. You're at 12 out of 15.
Yeah.
If you get this Twilight Zone bonus question, you'll have 13 out of 15. The last song here is going to be a little tough.
Well,
so
yeah, that means I have to get it.
You might have to get it,
or I will have to get it. If I get,
I'll give you. If you get 14 out of 15, I'll give you one. I'll give you one more Twilight Zone trivia to see if you can hit 15. But here's the Twilight. I love this question. You'll know it. In What You Need, what does the old man Padot give to the ex-baseball pitcher Lefty sitting there at the bar?
Oh, Lefty. Ernest Truex. Most people like him better in Kick the Can, but I actually thought he was very good in What You Need. But what does he give? Oh.
What does he give Lefty, the baseball pitcher at the bar? He gives him something.
Oh, yeah. Oh, shit. Something to... I'm thinking of that one thing, but it's probably not it. I assume it's something to...
Just reaches into his briefcase and
increases. Well, I've got what you need.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, is Steve Cochran an asshole in that one. Does a good job of it. Oh man.
Boy, I really thought the Twilight Zone questions were going to be.
No, I mean this is really deep stuff. It's not,
Mhm.
it's not the usual stuff. Who starred in this? Who played this? If it was
Yep.
stuff like that, it would be a. Was it oil?
No. He gives him a bus ticket to Scranton, Pennsylvania.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, it's been, like I said, you know what the thing is, it's been a while since I've seen a lot of these.
Oh, I know. That's why I was revisiting them, because I was like trying to remember, even stuff. I was like, I don't remember that.
Yeah, I mean, you're asking some real trivia here. Again, not the kind of stuff like what season was this show in, or because that I would get most of the time.
Or if I gave you a clue and said what was the episode title, you could probably get
I mean, you really have to be. I wonder if my friend Mark Rook, who I discussed Twilight Zone with ad nauseum, I wonder if he would have known this. He has a better memory than I do, I think, so he might have. Anyway, all right. So now
we're coming down. We're 12 out of 15. You need to nail this and the bonus. Yep,
and the Twilight Zone.
Yes, you do. Here we go.
All
Last track.
Mm-hmm.
Released in April of 1974 on Elektra, backed with the track Mind on My Man. This peaked at number 14 on Billboard.
Right.
The singer was pregnant with her first child during the recording sessions, preventing her from singing the highest notes, which were covered by backup singer Tasha Thomas.
Okay.
After giving birth, the singer re-recorded the high notes for the 7-inch single release.
I think with Elektra and Woman and the word time. Let me ask you this: does she have what what boys and men used to very elegantly call a blowjob mouth?
I would give you that. Yes, I would give you that. Yes, without putting myself in peril.
If I'm right, apparently she met her future husband, James Taylor, at the Troubadour, and immediately they went into the bathroom and fucked.
I read that story somewhere.
Wow,
Which, of course, set my
time it was. Yeah, it's got to be "You Haven't Got Time for the Pain" by Carly Simon.
There you go. That puts you at 14 out of 15, coming down.
Twilight Zone. I haven't even gotten half of those.
Coming down to the final Twilight, and I think you'll get. You'll get this one.
You said the last one was tougher. I don't know. I didn't think so.
I just thought
Elektra. You gave me Woman. I didn't know she was pregnant.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe it would throw you off if she was pregnant and didn't sing the high notes.
Elektra. Woman on Elektra. It's Carly Simon.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah. All right, here we go. This is the final question. Needs this to not be stumped, or we'll give you a bonus question. It's all good. All right. The episode opens with Rod Serling giving a fairly long narration in which we are told that one day the rest of the world disappeared and the only town of Peaksville was left. What state is or was Peaksville in?
I do know that. I thought you were going to ask me what episode it was, and then I thought, that's too easy. Peaksville was in a song titled by Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young. Ohio.
15 out of 21. David was not stumped on this.
How many were there? 7 questions or 8? I forgot.
7.
And I got only 3, or did I get 4 Twilight Zones?
You've got, so if you got 15 points, you got 6 out of 7, 12. You got 3. You got 3 Twilight Zones.
3 out of 7. Wow.
Yeah.
But I mean, those are tough questions.
I want to ask you one bonus Twilight Zone question just for fun, because I like this question as well, and we just didn't get to it, but because I had a couple extra. In the episode "The Invaders," tiny little robots from a flying saucer attack an old lady living by herself for no reason. What do you see printed on the saucer at the end of the episode?
I thought it said USA on it.
There, USAF, United States Air
USAF,
Force.
right.
Yeah, you got it.
I hate
got
that episode so much.
I know.
mean,
So
a lot of
stupid.
people love it, and I get it, but two things are wrong with it. Number one, Agnes Moorehead is jumping around, squealing like an orangutan for 20 minutes. The other thing is that prop, that flying saucer, and the alien that comes out of it. They're awful.
Yeah.
they really are. They look like they came out of a big Cracker Jack box. I understand there were limitations, but if you can't represent an alien well, then don't do it. Don't do it. Come up with something else.
But I'll tell you what, we talk about this every once in a while, the Twilight Zone episodes. A lot of the stuff they did with the cinematography that they and the available technology they had was really good.
Oh yeah.
Just to make you feel the way you feel watching those episodes, the camera angles, the lighting, the acting, incredible, and much of it. There's some of it's hokey and bad. But,
Bewitching Pool has the worst acting of all time. I mean, the parents.
The parents, yeah.
I don't know who he is or was. The janitor on the lot. I don't know.
Oh wait, Tim got a whopping 8 points, so you did double his total almost, David.
All right. Well, the Twilight Zone questions were hard. You have to.
They're hard.
You have to really be. I mean, you have to. I mean, I think you kind of would have. You had to have seen them recently because there's a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff you forget. The first question that Shatner asks. I mean, oh my God! And some of I forgot some of the other ones, but holy shit.
Good stuff.
No,
well, you got 15 out of 21.
Hill Valley I haven't seen for like 25 years, and I don't like it. So I really, the only thing I remember about that is that Gary Merrill's beard looked like pubic hair. That's all. Other than that, I remember almost nothing about the episode.
I love it. Well, let's recap tonight's episode number 196 as we edge towards 200. I showed my new watch, which was fantastic from my good friend David here. Sent me this watch. I love it.
Enjoy.
B, we had Josie Davis on early on in the episode from Charles in Charge and a number of other things in her at Josie Davis Instagram feed, which is great. We listened to a lot of great music tonight, some new stuff, some reissues. That's all in the archives. And we had a great round of Stump the Bash, which is a little different with some songs and Twilight Zone trivia. I think we had a pretty darn good, almost 2.5 hour show here.
Well, we're not done yet because we've got some guests to talk about.
We do? Oh, we got more guests coming up.
Coming up next week, and I won't belabor the story, but coming up next week, and this is a big thrill for me, is my former philosophy professor at New York University, Bob Gerland, who became so famous over the years that he's now had a documentary done about him called Bronx Socrates.
I think I got the
you got the cover there?
The cover right here. There it is.
Yeah, I mean, he was quite the Renaissance man. You see him holding a trumpet. He did a lot of things. He was a huge baseball fan, kind of a scholar, I suppose. He and I bonded over those kind of things, music, baseball, whatever. I reunited with him in 2001 when I went back to New York for IPO. Found out in a roundabout way about the, I'm not going to say any more about that right now, but about the documentary. So we're going to have next week on Material Issues, Professor Robert Gerland and the documentarian of Bronx Socrates, Joseph DeSalvo. So we're really
fun.
I'm really looking forward to that. Bob is 91, but Joseph says he's still sharp. So
that'll be fun.
That will definitely be fun.
Those episodes are always
fun.
And
then next week, just yesterday, you pulled a really cool guest for us.
Yeah, on April 2nd, which would be, I said, next week's 197. That'll be episode 198. I'm a huge fan, as you know, I'm a huge fan of Scandinavian pop music, singer-songwriters, whatnot. This guy out of Norway is a 3-time Norwegian Grammy winner. I first came upon him when he was in a band with Frank Hammersland of Pogo Pop's
I hope you
Popping.
didn't make too much of a mess when you came upon him.
I knew I had to. But no, rest in peace, Frank Hammersland. He was on our show early on, and he passed away a year and a half ago. But this guy played in a band with him called the Love Connection with a number of other Norwegian heavyweights, and he went on to also do some things with Marit Larsen with a top hit. In an end that they duetted on, and he's got many albums. He's got a brand new album that just came out called Candy in January. His name is Tom Hell, original name Tom Helland. He shortened it to Tom Hell, but I mean, he is one of my favorite, probably right after Frank Hammersland. He's my favorite Norwegian singer-songwriter. Just everything he's done is just incredible. And I reached out to him. I said, I'd love to talk to you about your career and everything you've done. And he was very much into it. So we've got Tom Hell on April 2nd. He's been involved with Frank. He's been involved with Vivica. He's been involved with so many people that kind of tie into where I've been with Scandinavian pop music. So.
I'm trying to remember if I tried to do a friend request for him. I don't know. He probably doesn't know me at this point. I hope he accepts. Love to have him at IPO someday. I know he's pretty big.
Yeah,
he's had lots of albums. As you mentioned, he had hits.
Three Grammy Awards. He's he's
you never know.
So I've just loved everything that he's done, and I want to talk to him about, as we've talked to other artists, Scandinavian, why they could be so big in Norway, but that doesn't translate to the rest of the world that much, especially in the U.S.
And did it translate to the rest of Scandinavia? How big was it in those countries?
That's what I'd like to know. So that's an interesting question. Yeah. Well, I think he was, well known in Scandinavia, but not as big as he was in his home country of Norway. But it's such a talent, and you're gonna, people that tune in are gonna find out about some really, really good music.
Yeah, I've been listening to stuff on Spotify, and it's good stuff. I'll be buying some stuff.
Awesome. So we've got him, and then after that we're approaching episode 199 and 200. We've got maybe some interesting.
We might have a big surprise.
Big surprise in news, yeah. So
we might have a big surprise next week too, but we'll see.
We'll see. So everybody tune in. We appreciate it. Materialissues.com. Tell all your friends, all your relatives, everybody on islands that might not know otherwise. But what a great show, David. That was fun.
It was fun.
Happy birthday to your dad. May he reach 102 like he hopes, right?
Yeah. No, he seems pretty confident.
Thank you, Lisa.
Thanks for hanging out the whole time.
Wait.
What is it, Michael?
To come back to, what's the Beatles song? Oh, nice.
I come back to your side.
Yeah.
What is it, Michael?
Michael
We're waiting.
Michael doesn't want us to leave. And if Michael doesn't want us to leave, I'm not leaving, because we love Michael McCartney, right? Indeed.
What does he want to tell us? We're not going anywhere, Michael. So let's hear it.
Here we go. He says, keep on going for another 3 hours. Are you in line at the DMV? Hey, Michael, it's great to see you, though, buddy. We love you. We hope you're doing well out there. Of course, we're always in our prayers. Lisa, great to see you.
Yes, Tim, as always.
Always.
You probably went to bed because it's like well past midnight in the UK, but
mahalo.
Mahalo indeed.
Yeah. But everybody have a great one. We'll see you next week when we've got Professor Robert Gerlin and the documentary maker Joseph DeSalvo right here on Material Issues.
All right, everyone. Have a great rest of the week. Stay safe. Have a fun weekend, and we'll see you on Wednesday the 26th.
Love to Rena.
Love to Ches and Audie.